Well. Looks like everything is working as intended. I am pumped. Today we actually saw Chainsaw Man yesterday. It was fucking glorious, so I'm feeling really pumped drawing this morning. Plus I actually liking this piece, so I've been wanting to finishing yesterday, but my energy was so low, so I wasn't really feeling the mood to draw in the evening. I know it's a bitch excuse, but sometimes do be like that. Okay, so we render the shit out of the mouth. I think it's basically okay. Technically his lips are actually quite a bit bigger. So the shape is kinda different. Yeah, because we want to put a little reflection over here. Great. Then I'm gonna work on the eyes so that doesn't stare into my soul. Now his eyebrows are actually quite compact. So I think that we will go I think we will go this way here and just actually work a little bit of texture in specific places, you know. Just to put a little chaos around, but for the most part his eyebrows are very consistent, so not much to be done. Looks good to me. Very well, moving to the eyes. Let's start with the center and then move out. Ciao, ma buon lavoro. Now, his are actually not completely black, so we're gonna put the reflection over here. And the way this works, I'm going to grab like the most so we're still grabbing the most out of him, but actually I don't know why I'm not working on the top layer as God intended, but whatever. And the important part is in is getting the shape swacked cool at the sides. This is where his eyes actually shine, so something like this. Can darken a little bit more in the center because there aren't really, except this one spot, there isn't really any white. So yep, this looks fabulous. Arguably, this looks very good. I would want some light eyes. See how much can I express, how can I express when there isn't much dark to be going around. That's one thing I'd like. But yeah, this Inktober has been going amazing. Also, the movie was amazing. I'm not gonna I don't know in the rest of the world how long ago it came, but in Italy it was just yesterday. So I would guess that this would look the same from Europe. But I think that most people who watch me would be like late night Americans. Because I stream very early in the morning in Europe, so I don't expect many Europeans around. Just because, I'm one of the few morning persons, both by the people I know, but I think in general. A lot of people become morning people because they like have to go to school or some shit. Now, to be 100% fair, I have initially become a morning person because I had my mom who does a very morning job, so I usually like to eat with her. So like that's part of it. Yeah, this looks a little dark. So the people is kind of small. Okay, with a little bit of light does actually do a lot of wonders. Also, should remember that my posture is very important. Okay, going for the eyelid. Now I'll thicken the line here. And cross hatch it a little. Because there's a lot of shadow going on. And I think that most of the eye is actually covered in. We can go like mostly in the dark. Because now I don't like to cross hatch it that way because I think if when I follow the form, it implies a little more that I want to imply, and I want to imply darkness. I like to go sharp when it's about darkness because it reads a tiny bit better. Now in this case, it actually reads kind of like crap. I'm gonna let that sink in a little. But even the eye, like this is actually great. And I think that if we go, tell you what, since this is great, I'm gonna move it down and try to cross hatch over it. But this is too, like, still feels like too sketch. Can't deal with that shit. Not at the moment. Maybe I'll come back later on and take a look. Right now, it ain't it, chief. Simply ain't it. Okay, so like the light is very heavy top, and I have to at some point work that out. I think it's not going to be this point, you know. There's also the nose idea. Okay, the nose, unironically, is not that much into dark. How about I just try it? And I have to, at some point, work it. Here you go this way. Yeah, a tiny bit higher. And then this way. Like build it up little by little. It's like over here there's going to be like way more shadow than in the most parts. Ain't it, Chief? Bad. tiny bit better. Okay, so there's that. Yeah. I'm very confused about why the light is not working. Like, that's not supposed to not work. Tell you what, I'm gonna try like one last time and just be done with it. Throw the fucking towel and move next. I mean, kind of. Sometimes this is as good as it gets. This is one of those times. Then reflection. Reflection. And a bunch of reflections. Worked out a little bit the bottom. So this is the nostrils. That's fine. Then we can cast a tiny shadow underneath. Gonna give me something, definitely. I think that now we place like his prominent features. He has a lot of little tiny bumps. It's interesting. Not even that symmetrical, but you know, kinda adds to the fascination. Can't really tell what it is. The bumps here and there. Looking slick. Oh yeah, the forehead has some texture. How could I forget? They make him look old. I feel like I made him look very old. Don't know, you should put it like 40 at this moment. Something like that. I guess in terms of as soccer goes, he is old. Like in terms of old, it's not really that much. Like there are very few sports that you can practice at a high level even when you're older. Like soccer ain't one of them. I think anything like with big stamina, sure, you can play. But there's difference between playing and performing. Not that it's needed. I think when you're so high up and became so good, the legacy is already there. At some point, I kind of like the idea. Like, I think even Tarantino wants to do like 12 films because he decided that cinema is for youngsters, so doesn't want to direct until he gets washed. Not gonna lie, I respect that. Would I want more than 12 movies Tarantino? Yeah, sure. But I can understand the thing that you don't want to be that guy that once was and now like he does washed movies. I think one of those would feel like Tim Burton. Don't say that his recent projects are amazing. That's a guy who can just sit out and eat based on his previous achievements. It is probably going to be much better as an idea. Oh, because to be honest, like, it's okay. Time catches up. You aren't no more the same good old. Like, you don't have the same sharpness. Hell, maybe even your passion transformed. Fans will always want something, that's fair. But to some degree, I think that best art is cool when you have something that you want to see, and then you're going to actually work to get it up and running. Like that's what great stuff comes around, I would say. So hopefully my comic book stands into that great ideas combination. Or more like I struggle enough for it to be actually good. But I think to somebody must feel nice. Because when you work with yourself, that's the only one that can tell you if like this is the only good review that you can have up until people read your stuff. Like the only way in which you can work out if everything makes sense, I think, is if you are the one not liking it. So when you became a recipe maker, I think that at that point, you might as well not be doing movies, or might as well not be doing that. When you stop practicing because you like it, but you start practicing because somebody expects a movie from you, or a comic book, or whatever it is, your medium, right? When that thing comes from a place of that's what is going to be expected, like every couple of years I make a movie, every couple of years I make a comic, like at that point you want it not to be done, but it's already gone. So taking the approach of, yeah, I'm done, that's a good idea, in my humble opinion of somebody who has yet to be going at its first comic. You know, there's fun in doing this stuff. Okay, I don't think I need to overwork the hair that much more. I grabbed everything that I need. More. It's not gonna change everything. So one thing that we've learned today, from yesterday to today, very simple. Shit with beards takes long to render. Beards are annoying. Oh. Okay. So procedure holds that I need to send photograph to my GF. To my friend chat, and to my Instagram. Then we're gonna update. Oh. Then we're gonna update our Instagram posts, and finally we're gonna work out to the next day. I don't even remember what was it, but I remember that it was interesting to do. Felt very inspired, I think. Thank God I have my template. I've been getting really sick about typing always the same things. 20-point rivals. After rivals blast. Oof. Am I gonna do a Kamehameha? I could also try and draw the Chainsaw Man girl. That would be very nice, actually. Huh. Okay. So the Instagram post is live. I'm done with this day. That's good. We can fix what my info looks like. So day 21, which would be blast. I don't know. I don't dislike the idea to work on Chainsaw Man stuff. Otherwise, I can think about a Kamehameha. But I really loved that dynamic lighting that I saw yesterday in the Chainsaw Man world. So that sounds like that's the thing that excites me the most, you know? That's the part that I would really love to. I need some good reference. Let's take a look at our Pinterest and see if I can get some way in which, like some reference of Redze that's very good for the light that I want to do. Hopefully I don't spoil anyone. Yeah, okay, so this is the... To be honest, I never did a fan art. Like, not in a strict sense. So I'm gonna take, starting with the design. Yeah, I like the shirts. Shirts on, but the coolest part is when she shoots a blast with her hand. So that's the parts that I really want to work my way through. Okay, real life references, why not? Thicker references. But yeah, how about, can I turn it around some way? I don't know how many reds Chainsaw Man, like stuff that I have. I want different angles because that would help. Mm-hmm. The movie came out yesterday, so I don't think I'm gonna find a lot of different. Okay, this is one. It's a good one. So objective would be I have to find some way in which I can rotate here and do some cool angle with an explosion and with some dynamic lighting. I want the explosion to feel grand and powerful. Was Reza really that short of an appearance in the manga? Could have sworn it wasn't that one. I don't want to start to read don't want to start reading the manga at this moment. It's not. It's not that good at it's not a good look. Tell you what, I'm gonna move it away and check the manga. Just because I don't want A, I don't want to spoil. B, I don't want to also. I both don't want to spoil people, but I don't believe it's even going to be that great for the purpose of. Like, if I think I'm gonna have to take the stream down, and I wouldn't love that. Also, one bizarre thing that I remember from yesterday is when she starts singing. There's a singing in Russian, and it looks good on paper, but the voice actress was Japanese and she was reading Russian. And at some point, I wondered, huh, is she not Russian anymore? Because like, I could have sworn that she was Russian, but then start to remember, I start to understand some word, and I was able to make out a couple of words, and yes, it was Russian, but in a Japanese accent, which was such a weird experience. I'm okay, and I remember how it's like to have how it's like to have English, Japanese speaking English. That Russian is another level. To be honest, it's less funny than I think it's somehow more compatible. I don't know why that would be. Okay, there's a good blast. That's gonna be taken here. Hmm. I don't quite understand the explosion rendering. It feels very similar to feels very similar to how water is getting rendered, because there's still going to be like the smoke who's the darkest part. You still want to have some silhouette, otherwise it won't make that much sense. They made somehow her skinnier in the anime. Okay, so the explosion part, I think it will look better if I put a lot of dark. We're gonna paint on some negative space way. Okay, there's enough references. How about if she takes down a door? So it's going to put her hand against the door, like blast an opening. That's the way that I envision it. Actually, there is a better way in which can be sketched. So like my first idea was that's her head, shoulder, hand, and then poof. That would be idea one. Idea two would have her feet, feet, and then boom. But this is a very difficult pose. Ooh. How about like the I have the pose. Just need to remember where to find it. It's like the I don't remember what it's called, but the Superman flying. Nah, the Superman doesn't look that good. It was like the guy from the Guardian of the Galaxy, Golden Boy, Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, Adam Warlock. Okay, Adam Warlock that flies. That's the one that I like. I'm gonna say it's not quite the way that I like it. I don't have a reference when I can see the feet because I would want her to have the feet visible so I can put the blast behind it, like from the bottom of the feet. Flying face close camera. Nah, brother. Yeah, this part should have taken way less longer. If I don't find like in 5 minutes the reference, I'm just gonna take the head, rotate it a little bit. Tell you what, that's what's happening. Taking the face, rotating a little, and putting a pin in this. Like, there's no way that I can flip. Oh. Resides, reset, transform. Oh, Alt Shift flip horizontally. Alt Shift V, Alt Shift H. Alt Shift V. Okay, this is part of it. Flip. Left click. Left mouse click. Brother, am I retarded? Left MB. Oh, PC middle mouse. Okay, left mouse button plus Alt and Shift. Whatever. Flip horizontally. Alt Shift V, Alt Shift H. Actually, this is flip. I want to rotate. Left mouse control. Okay, it was terrifyingly much easier. So that's the pose that I want Quasix to be. Wait, the bomb. What's it called? I think the Quasix is farther away. Gonna try to work the night. So everything gonna be background all black. Reds, rides on top. Everything in a tint and working from there. Probably gonna look like shit, but meh. Okay, I need to run to the bathroom, then we can sketch out a little bit and see how the foreshortening could work. feel like music today, but I haven't actually figured out how to make the stream behave correctly. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting thing to do. So like, definitely a big jump at the gun moment. I definitely would want the things to be as proportionate as I can make them. So this is where the butt goes. This is the face, the torso, the butt, big explosion, and everything here is black. Yeah. So that's the principle. Now I have to work it out. Remember how I can take a look at Dropbox. How can I subdivide this into 4 equal parts so I can get a tiny bit of reference? Say it was lesson 6. Really take out my materials. Four, fifth, 6, 8 equal parts. Center line. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna little by little learn. Right now, I'm not in that mood. So, Reds is looking up. And we want to put the... Let's put the head over there. That's staring into my soul. These nips sure don't last that long. Okay. So this would be the head. Somehow I don't have a good facing to me. Actually, a side one is very good. Need a lot of them. God damn it. Okay, so the idea would be that it's basically like an atom bomb shape. Which means that it's going to be like this part. Then this part. This would be her mouth. And then this is where her waist comes in. The waist will be like at this height. This would be the shoulders. It should finish over here, like the hand. The hand gets very small. The shoulder is out here, which means that the hip is the crouch, and the hip should look like this. And this. Finally, the legs look like somewhat like this. Honestly, makes more sense than I expected to make. There's the quad-6. Do I put some bobs in there? Don't think I am. This is the first part. Let's add a little tiny bit. Like a tiny bit of details. Okay. Then, like, that's the face plane. So, should be putting this over here. And this would be attaching somewhat over here. Yay. Kinda looks like a kinda looks like a like a like a leg. I've been having so much success lately to drawing, so it's good to go back to remember that I don't actually know a whole bunch about it. Yeah. Cake. Cake. In technically correct. Practically, my anatomy is out of the window. How the fuck do I get a reference for this? Like it has to be the Black Adam, not Black Adam, but Adam Warlock meme. Like I want to see Adam Warlock. No, your meme. I want to go to the meme section because you usually have a gallery, and the gallery can help a lot because maybe I have some fan art or some bullshit. Doesn't look like that's the case. How about woman? Hope I don't get naked shit. Woman laying belly down. That's gonna help as well, right? Laying down. Okay, does it have to be so dramatic? At some point, I'm just gonna give up, do the deed, and start loving it, and that would be it. Okay, we're getting closer. Somewhat closer. Shit here is way too lewd to show, so. Woman laying down. Oh, it's lying. What? Something English confuses me a lot. Okay, I got the angle. Now I need it to be upside down. Okay, I guess that's not gonna help. Okay, we are getting dynamic poses, which is good. Push perspective. Tell you what, woman back. Even better, woman behind. At least I can get some anatomy reference. Very well. Okay, the rest is up to me. Let's figure it out. Okay, so first tower down. Good to know. So I would still want like the back to be. Say that the front part is not even that bad. I guess the back part that's kind of shit. Okay. Fuck me and my ambitious projects, man. Such a terrible idea. Like, why the fuck would they do a fisheye? I think like the only game. Probably the only good part is that I get a tiny bit of the courage points. Because I need to post this. Okay, so there's part one. Part two, there's going to be a tiny, teeny, tiny bump, and then problem. Okay, I'm hot. I'm gonna just take the cold for the next hour and be done. Okay. So this is when the woman's back comes to me. Not gonna lie, it's not like the prettiest picture, but as my first fisheye, it's kind of good. All right, so that's the first part. This is kind of as good as it gets. Maybe let's dress her just a little bit. Just good enough. Yeah, because she has like a gown. So this one is dressed up, you know. Then we can make her dress flap up a little bit. Maybe. I don't know, kind of. My guess would be that we're just gonna have it be like that. Eh. This is definitely above my pay grade. And my pay grade is 0, so definitely not something that I should be meddling with, so that makes it very fun. Now, as far as explosions goes, now what I see from how Fujimoto does explosions is basically fucking chaos. But the explosion are kind of some sort of a cloud. So we could like shape it like a cloud. So we can shape it like a cloud. Starting from this is the center. So this is the explosion, right? Oh, okay. Now, once this has been shaped, we can shoot some debris. That's gonna help. Okay. Then you would want to everything to fly away from it. So a lot of action lines. And then we can get some more shapes around. This already looks like an explosion. I'm not gonna over render it because at the end of the day, it's still an explosion. So not gonna be like very incredible. So the way that I would approach this would be as follows. Starting with plus the outlines can be a little darkish, so that's good. Okay, starting with, let's render reds. Let's then move and try to get some shapes into the smoke. Everything background black and moving upwards from there. So I can go in. I can't really go in from with white, right? Kinda can't. There's a difficulty to how to start it up. Therefore, let's start it up. God fucking damn it. Okay. Gaming mode. Get it done, please. Tell you what. Good enough. Kinda good. Actually doing something that's out of my possibility. Because these days I've been doing a lot of stuff that actually works good. Or something that I find very pleasant to look at. Going a little under feels fun. Haven't done like the past days I've been playing it a lot more safe than usual. And it feels exciting to go a little off route. So the hand actually still works good, so that's gonna keep like the regular hand. Not gonna lie, I feel like I'm building some sort of intuition about this. And that's good because little by little I'm gonna have to do this kind of drawings. Like, this is definitely not the day that I get some amazing fisheye working. But this is the day when I try to get some fisheye working. Okay. Gonna be honest, could be worse. So the cool thing would be to gonna go starting with some lighter gray. As a reference, so lighter gray. So lighter gray. So that's hair, right? Okay, very well. So light, this is my base color, right? Then we're gonna work the mask, then we're gonna work everything else. Wait, why am I shading with 20 specifically? Maybe in the front face I can go like at least 15. We can get like just the tip outside. So should be shading like on this panel. And ironically, this is the relaxing part. Don't know why the hatching is just feels so neat, but it does. I could have sworn that a lot of people look at Berserk and be like, "Oh my god, that's incredible!" And I used to look at Berserk and be like, "Who the fuck has time for that?" Then there was this video that talked about probably being like manga making or some shit like that. And the dude just asked like, why the fuck would somebody do this? And the girl was like, well, because it's fun. Now in retrospect, it is fucking fun, but still, bro. Oh, actually, you don't see her thief. Well, well, well. Now, this then means that I have two choices. I can go for correct, or I can say fuck it. And I think I'm gonna just say fuck it. Ain't nobody tell me how to do fan arts. Not even my preachy self. This is my interpretation, not a skill issue, and not the fact that I don't feel like correcting it at this specific moment in time. Gonna kinda have to become better at this as time goes on. But time hasn't yet gone on, so I feel entitled to my fun and nothing else. And I'm gonna feel entitled to that for the longest possible moment. I accidentally cancel this. Welp. Not good. I think I can even get away with that being pure black just because I'm lazy. That's why I can get back. I can get away with that. Okay, very well. Okay, so there's part of that. Can I build like the shoulder? That's gonna be a thing. The shoulder gets this roundish trajectory. Okay. Gucci. Now the whole arm is going to be mostly in the dark because I've decided that that's what's happening. The legs actually is the one that are the lightest, I think. Can even work the light right now, because why not? Like some percentage of the leg will not be in light, but mostly. Since the explosion is so close, I think that mostly it's actually be. Let's get the lasso working. It does look very sharp. There's going to be a little shoulder blade action, I think. Cool. Kinda. Okay. God damn it, did they put some hatching? You cannot not mistake. Ah, shit. Ooh, plus I forgot the action lines. So this one, first off. Second off. Kind of want it to be white. Creates a nice contrast. Good. At this point, I'm starting to doubt my brain. Like I'm seriously doubting what the fuck I'm doing. Just merge it down. There's literally not much to be done. Okay. Now, speaking out of the explosion, before working with the explosion, I think I want to put some background, make it white. I actually misspoke. I said white. I wanted to say completely dark. Good. I could purposely, at very least, a little bit miss her. I can layer this opacity. So I can delete everything that hasn't had to be done with it. Okay. Of course, I forgot that I can't do black lines like this. So I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to white them out so that it can work out a little bit. I used to think that like it used to be the case that colors, or in the most perception, colors take a long time. But I think like light has to be the one that's a lot more time consuming. I think colors are very good for. Okay. Looks sick. So this way she's in some kind of result, and then I can throw behind her something much bigger. So I need to drink some water. Excuse me, I'm gonna take some water. Also, I forgot that Teresa's arms actually are pure black and have all of this bullshit spouting out over here. Maybe we can texturize it like in a simple way. There's this vine to them, you know. Yep. Looks amazing to me. Okay. So my action lines are doomed. I'm gonna have to put them back as white. Gucci. Now, time to start carving. How about if this... Where the fuck is my explosion? There's already a blue layer. Maybe this. Okay, so the explosion kind of works. First off, let's explode some lines here and there. Okay, this part of the explosion. Now the second part is to build up these bigger shapes. Okay, I started well, and I think I'm... I should remember to not lose the shape. The big thing is the center. Bro, I left the blue in. Oh. Okay. We can work our way out of this, can we? I guess always check your layers. That's the lesson. If we must have one. So starting with the big blast. Can work some big shapes. Okay. Then let's put some bomb. Bomb-like shapes over here. Like energy escaping kind. I would have shot myself. Was again in the wrong layer. Alright. Some... no, maybe some gray. Could be going some gray. And now when I draw shit like this, I always, when I discovered the idea of energy of a line, I always imagine that the lines are trying to escape. When I draw something like on this in this vein, you know. Okay, so the last thing, is there some kind of brush that could help me out? Yeah, droplets. That's great. Make them kind of big. Yes, sick. Save, no, export, PNG. That would be my 21. And you know the drill. Actually, this time the drill is going to be, I'm 7 minutes short. Well then, gonna do the drills as I'm in. Then I'm gonna raid somebody. Oh, then we're gonna be done. Can I say, not too bad, not too bad. To be honest, kind of proud. Isn't necessarily the most sound, perspective, but it didn't even turn out as bad as it could be. I guess push perspective is unlocked, brother. I think that I did not put enough care in my explosion. Could have been like next time when I want to do an explosion, I could take my time and put out the shapes. And I think when the shapes read better, it's great. So pairing out the energy plus the shapes, that's where the magic would be. Gonna feel a lot better, gonna look a lot better. Okay, Instagram doesn't want me to share. Son of a bitch. Plus, I'm really sucking up the contrast idea. Up until now, I always was about the line. I never think about the contrast. But I'm trying to add some gray or some way in which try to fill up the area a lot. I think that the eye gets bored when there's not enough filling around. Right then, so that's for today. We got a double. And we need to search somebody to raid. First off, is there somebody that I follow? Oh, I remember Manna. She was fine. Also, I really like her art style, so do I drop to her some amount of viewers? There are two of those. Let's do same category and low to high. Drawing Halloween thing, working. Why are there so many VTubers? I don't understand. Like I seriously don't understand. So yeah, we are a couple minutes short, I think. I want to make it finish on the 2 hour mark. Want to be present, clock out in the correct manner and then be out. So far so good. But is my connection even doing anything? Am I reading? Tell you what, fuck's sake, it's 2 hours. Let's go. So thanks everybody for dropping by. I will see you tomorrow, Sunday, maybe even Sunday, maybe. Bye bye.